consider that factor into the selling price also, correct?
Well, our accountant would highly agree with you and say we're crazy because it's not cost effective. I kindly remind her that I have a master's degree in social change, and that's why I'm not an accountant. That our mission, our legacy is to give back and to make things better for people and communities, and to, especially with kids nowadays, there's such a high depression rate. There's such a high suicide rate. The number 2 killer for 10-year-olds to 34-year-olds is suicide. That's unacceptable. So how do we show that we care? How do we show? Is it by giving out some free meals from our restaurant? Is it giving away free shoes? Is it giving away T-shirts? We have been tremendously blessed. And I really do feel that the secret to that is our willingness to give away and give back and take care of people.
So the difference that I can see here is that regular, let's say, quote-unquote entrepreneur would make the profit the first priority, which is important in any business, and probably all what you are giving away or back to the community is in a normal, let's say, entrepreneur is profit for me, so I can make more money. But you do that, and on top of that, I see you healthy. That means that you can eat. I see you well dressed. That means that you can afford to buy, nice clothing.
Yes.
So that's the blessing of your decision to give back to the community.
Yes.
It returns to you.
It's so contagious when we do these events, or even when someone comes into our boutique. They get to purchase a pair and know that a pair is being donated. So in the big picture, we've probably, and I can count on one hand how many shoes have ever been returned, because people know that they made a donation to someone in need. So it's a feel good, and we leave our events and all of us say we can't wait to do it again. So it's never like, oh, why did we do that? How many shoes did we give? And you do the math. I don't think anyone has ever said that. And it's such a great feeling to get the mom or our kids to say, hey, they're wearing our shoes, and to know that we're instilling in our kids what we were taught, and that legacy continues, and the gratitude and the feelings of making a difference is worth everything.
And you are growing year after year. You're still growing. So the curve is up. You don't have any problem so far.
Yes.
That's a blessing. I think it's a great lesson. Now, quick question. What's money for you? Ana Maria.
Money for me is choices. The more money you have, the more choices you have. I love having choices because it's the ability to become a blessing to other people, the ability to do for others who maybe at the moment can't. So I really do feel that the energy of money, that what it does for me in my life is give me choices.
Mm-hmm. And for you?
And
Monica?
It's a tool that I've been able to use to make dreams come alive. It's something that I look at and say, because of that, I have been able to really take my passion and create it into a really fun business and an amazing life, and hopefully a wonderful example for my daughter.
What about success? What's success for you?
Success for me is being able to do anything I want, when I want, for as long as I want, with whoever I want.
And you, Monica?
To have taken an idea and to make it into something that somebody else used their hard-earned money to buy, and the smiles that it creates. I feel like that to me just encompasses everything with why we started it, to think that you can do it if you put your mind to it and you're passionate about it and you don't look at any obstacles that are going to stop you. That just, to me, amounts to being completely successful.
Do you have any particular habit that is important in your life, that helps you to endure and to do what you are doing?
Yes, I have a gratitude journal. So I write down what I'm thankful for. I meditate before going to bed and when I wake up. And I make sure to say thank you at least 100 times a day.
How long do you meditate before you go to bed? And average.
So I don't have a real long attention span, and the minute I get to bed, I fall asleep. So I have found that for me, a 10-minute meditation in the morning and at night works for me.
And I love the fact that you have a gratitude diary.
Yeah.
So you write every day or just...
So Monica will probably speak to that a little bit more, what we've all been doing lately.
We do. We have by our beds, we have a gratitude jar. And it is probably the best way to start your morning. One, to just be so thankful that you woke up. I absolutely love my bed, so I always put that in there for a good night rest. But it has created such a habit and such a contagious spirit in my home to just end the day with just what were you thankful for?
And you write it down.
I do,
in a little
and I
piece of
included
paper.
my
card, and you stick
Yeah.
the, right,
In a
what you're
little
grateful
shape,
for.
kind of post-it or something
No,
like
it's
that.
just like
It's
a
a
little
little
card.
card.
Open up the jar,
Open the
stick
jar,
it in, and
stick it in there.
And then you read it sometime later? Or
Probably in a year, maybe.
Probably in
more.
a year. So
Or if you feel ungrateful one day, or you're kind of feeling like, what do I do this? Open up your jar and remember you were so thankful for this
where
company.
do you take that from? Did you learn about? Did you hear about? Or just came up like inspiration?
One of my best friends gave it to me as a gift. And she says, I didn't know what to get you. And when I saw this, I thought this is for you. I loved it so much. I bought one for all of the members of my family.
That's amazing. Now, I know that your father and your mother are the inspirational figures in your life.
Yes.
Is there any other figure, not a relative, a family member, that actually is an inspiration in your life?
So I would have to say Oprah is just, I read everything about her. I love listening to her. I've never met her, which is one of my goals to one day do that. The other one is Jack Canfield. And it was one of my goals to meet him. And I actually met him last summer, had dinner at his house. And in a couple of months, I'm a contributing author to his next book. Just a phenomenal person. I've read what he does, how he does it. I stole one of his mantras from him, and I would say I live in a $4 million house. I have a husband to die for. I travel to the most exotic places in the world. And then I added, and I have the most crazy, amazing kids. So those two, definitely, if I had to think off the top of my head.
And you, Monica?
Oh, I would have to agree that it's Oprah. I think seeing what she overcome just in life. I read one of her stories when I resigned from the dental, when she had left ABC to go on her own and create her own show. And she was told, no one will ever watch you. And it was like, look at me now. So I think we, through business, have gone through so many of those moments. And you have to just ignore all of that, move forward, and catch me if you can. So
It's interesting because in some other interviews that I had, the people, my guests also mention Oprah very often.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. And the last question.
Yes.
What's the first thought that comes to your mind after I tell you this phrase by Seneca, the Roman philosopher? Mm-hmm. Life is long if you know how to use it. Ana Maria.
I think that speaks to me to live intentionally. Because if you order your life, it's intentional, then absolutely life is long and it's beautiful and fun.
Monica?
I would say use every moment of your life to create beautiful, memorable moments with no regrets.
That's very interesting. I think I'm going to write it down and use it.
She's a philosopher now.
You two are amazing. Now, before we just say bye, what about the last thought that you would like to share with young entrepreneurs, people that is starting, or people that probably is in trouble at this point, but for both, the ones that are trying to launch a business and the ones that are going through difficult times. So,
my advice would be enjoy the journey. Enjoy, even if it feels like you want to give up or it feels like you have no one to support you. It's all part of the process. And one day you'll look back and say, now I know why I went through that time, because I needed the skills I developed. I needed the resilience. I needed the grit to do what I do today.
Monica?
And I would say choose who you're going to share your passion with. Protect your energy. Surround yourself with people that are going to cheer you on and give you those moments when you feel like giving up and saying, no, get those high heels, pon los zapatos bien y, no te dejas. I would, and that would be my mom who would say, no, you're going to do it and you're not going to stop.
Take a shower. Take a shower and you'll feel better after.
And so I would say be very careful who you give your energy to and be very selective on who you share your passions with, and don't stop. Don't give up. I would say keep going. And like I say, it's catch us if you can. And it's going to be great. And it's going to be, I think of the legacy you're going to live in your children, how you're going to be able to tell them, and you're going to replicate them because they're going to see you live. They're going to want to copy your example.
Thank you so much to both of you. This conversation was so inspirational to me personally. I would like to keep talking, but learning from you and sharing your experience, your wisdom. I have to mention the word wisdom, bold, underline, when I refer to you, because this level of sensitivity about the real things in life is very rare. You don't find it just like that. So I think that the lesson here is you can be a great entrepreneur, as you ladies are, but also you can have a great soul and be sensitive to the real and important things in life, which are many of them, most of them are beyond money, which is important.
Yes. Right.
But I think money by itself doesn't bring you happiness.
No.
Money brings happiness if you are happy,
right,
or sadness if you are, sad.
Right.
So money is not a decision maker here, but a factor, a consequence of your deeds. Thank you so much. I learned a lot in this conversation.
Well, thank you.
What
it
a
was
pleasure.
really our
what
honor.
an honor.
Thank you.
If you want to learn more about Aldabella Scarpa Children's Boutique and see their beautiful line of products for children, please visit aldabellascarpa.com. Thanks so much for listening to our show this week. If you want to find out more about our podcast, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at ComoLoHizo, or visit our website at ComoLoHizo.com. Please subscribe to our show on Apple Podcasts or anywhere you listen to your podcast. If you want to reach out to comment or suggest a topic, please email hello@comolohizo.com. This show was produced at the iHeart Studios in Los Angeles. I'd like to thank our producers, Fernando Alejandro Schiantarelli and Amelia Machiavello, our sound engineer, Martin Garcia, and Annie Siderovich, our general producer. ComoLoHizo is a co-production from Premier Radio Network and Crece Grow Media. I am Fernando Schiantarelli. Thanks again for listening.